All right, guys, what's going on? So, hey, today I have the Joyo de Monterrey Excalibur #1. All right, I've been looking forward to this cigar. This was recommended by Anthony. Anthony, thank you. I appreciate it. Just the smell smells amazing, right? So let me share with you a little bit about the Excalibur. So the Excalibur, well, first of all, Joyo de Monterrey, they have two factories. One in Cuba. This is not the Cuban version. I wish it was. And one in Honduras. Okay. This cigar here has the filler is going to be a combination of Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Honduran tobacco. The filler and the wrapper is going to be Connecticut broadleaf is what they have. But you can see it's very, oily, nice, good Maduro. This is like, I'm excited. This is exactly the type of cigars that I like as far as appearance. So we're going to see how it smokes. Now, here's the deal with the Excalibur. When they produce this cigar, when you think of Excalibur, what is Excalibur, right? We all know the story of, King Arthur and the sword. You pull it out and all that good stuff. But the sword itself, the Excalibur, was a sword of just extreme quality, right? It even possessed mythical powers and so forth. So here, this is one of Joyo de Monterrey's best quality cigars. This one actually was was top 25 in 2017 as far as cigars. So it's going to tell you it's good. So they're already saying that this is going to be an amazing smoke, and I look forward to testing it out. Okay, so let me light this up. Actually, I haven't even punched it yet. So, but definitely going to punch it. For these, I like to punch. Nice and smooth, nice and good. And we'll light this baby up. Okay. Now, speaking of quality, okay, there's something that's been on my mind for a long time, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about it here, and I might offend some people. And you know what? Frankly, if you get offended, you should be, because you should be embarrassed about what I'm about to talk about right now. Okay. So, quality. In my line of work, with real estate, our listing presentations, how we list the property, that's very important. When we take pictures of a property, that is the first thing that the consumer sees. Okay. And it behooves me to believe that some agents actually go out there and with their iPhone or their flip phone or whatever it is, I'm running out of butane, they just take these garbage photos. Now, the seller hired you to do a professional job, put their property on the market, and get people there first. Do you really think you're doing your seller a service by taking photos from your camera with lighting that's horrendous? And I'm actually going to share with you some of these photos, to be honest with you. Because I want you to see what, of course, I want you to see what's going on. Where's my backup lighter? Oh, you know what? It's getting too hot. I gotta let it cool off a little bit. But this might be, let's see. Wow, right off the bat, holy smokes. Listen, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, the draw's a little bit harder, okay? So you can tell this thing is packed. But the flame, you automatically. So this was aged in cedar, and right from the beginning, you're getting it. Yes. Listen, I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna tell you. I'm definitely gonna like this. Anthony, thank you. But the pictures, the quality is important. Even right here, the quality. I just lit this cigar, took a couple of puffs. And I already know that this is going to be a great experience. This is a cigar that I would buy again and again, no problem, no questions asked. And at the price point, I think it was $8.75 was this cigar. Yes, I would probably pay $12 for this cigar already, just from the way it's lit. I'll let you know how as I continue on. But this is a good cigar. But again, quality is extremely important. And listen, you agents out there, if you're taking pictures with your camera to be cheap, you're not doing your seller a service. And sellers command that of your agent. I mean, they should be giving you a presentation and showing you, look, this is what I do with my other properties. This is how I'm going to position your property on the market to get eyeballs on it first, right? It doesn't help if your property is the last property people see. Because I'll be honest with you, when I'm out there with my clients and we're looking at properties, the first thing we look at is the pictures. And if I only see a handful of pictures and they are just cell phone garbage, lighting is off, you're showing me pictures of cabinets instead of what you should be showing me layout and features of the property, you're the last house we see. You're the last house we see, hands down. So if you're out there, you're a seller, and you're wondering why your property hasn't sold, it could be because of your pictures are horrendous. And here's what happens. I pay to have the pictures syndicated to Zillow, to Trulia.com, to Realtor.com, to all these other sites because I am doing a job for my sellers. I want the most people looking at your house through all different platforms. That's why you hired me, okay? And I'm gonna show you. This is where people are gonna get embarrassed. And you know what? If you recognize your photos, then listen, do something about it, okay? Actually, you know what? Don't do anything about it, because when I go to my listing presentation and I say, look at my photos and this is what a competitor did, then that's why I get the listing. So maybe you shouldn't do anything. But no, seriously, look at what you're doing. You're not doing your seller a service. It's embarrassing. Now the pictures I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna pull from Zillow. I'm not gonna pull from my MLS. I'm going to pull from Zillow, okay? And I'm not talking about like 200,000, 300,000 properties. There's properties out there, 700,000, $1 million. And it's some person with their phone taking these garbage pictures, okay? You see their reflections in the mirror. It's a joke, you know? So listen, the quality in your presentation, the service that you do for your seller is not there if that's what you're doing. As sellers, you need to command that, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples, and then I'm going to show you what I do. And you let me know if you notice a difference, okay? But let me calm down. Listen. Yep, I'm going to tell you right now.
It smells good.
Go get some. Go get some. I didn't think where I'm at in Massachusetts, the Owl Shop, they didn't have any of these. I actually got these through the Corona Cigar Company as well, from Florida. They shipped them up. And listen, at $8.50, $8.75. Yes, I'm telling you, buy a box. This is good right from the initial lighting. It is wow. I'm excited. I'm excited. This is going to be good. And listen, the Padron 1964, that's my number one, okay? But I'm going to tell you right now, this is, just starting, this could be one of my go-tos, hands down, all right? So let me keep working and enjoy the pictures. All right, guys, well, here's our first winner. So we have this property here in Northborough, Mass., listed at $367,000, okay? These are the photos that the agent thinks are the winning shots for this particular property. So you have here one clearly, you see, the kitchen with his camera. You got the glare on the microwave, the stuff, on the counters. And then over to the right, you have this beautiful shot of this, this little table, and you're missing a light bulb. You have the lights are on because you want to get, as much light as you can. And there's a light bulb that's out. So I don't know, maybe prepping, you would just at the very minimum change out that light bulb so it doesn't look like that. But hey, who am I, right? Now let's take a look at this gem right here. Now we're in Paxton, Massachusetts, okay? Listed at $689,000. Now let's look at the picture to the left. First of all, it's blurry, right? That's how I got it. That's what was presented online, okay? And look at the top. Why even shoot this picture when you see all that dirt or soot, whatever that is up there? Why even have this shot in your layout? When I'm looking at this as a consumer or as an agent, I'm like, you know what? This means the seller doesn't care about the property. So if the seller doesn't care about how it appears and how it's being presented, then what else have they neglected in the property? That's what I read out of that picture, okay? At the very least, you got to paint the ceiling. If you're going to use this in the shoot, you got to paint it. That's it. And if you don't want to paint it, then don't use this in the shoot. Do something else, okay? But the agent felt that this was a great picture to put in there. The middle shot, the kitchen. I mean, listen, this looks like, you know, it has some possibilities. I mean, you got the fridge, you got the nice, you know, the coverings, the built-ins for it. I mean, it's you know, looks like, you know, back in the day, this would have been, you know, a nice kitchen. Yeah, it's a little dated. You got some Corian, you know, countertops and so forth. It's okay. But again, I think with the right lighting, the right lens, you would have made this pop and had people, you know, come in and want to take a look at the property. And then here's your bedroom shot. So I don't know how big the bedroom is. This is a shot that was there, okay? So you're showing off the bed. Okay, great. But I don't care about that. Consumers don't care about how big the bed is. We want to know how big is that room, right? So you got the lamps on. Okay, great. But then you got the cord of the ceiling fan or whatever that is right in the middle just hanging down there. It's not a good shot. It's not, you know, what you need to showcase. So again, this is why you hire a professional. All right, now we're in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, listed at $889,000. Listen, I'm not joking. This is what's live in the MLS and on Zillow and Realtor.com. This is what you're seeing, okay? Look at the bedroom. It looks like they tried to prep it, right? The bed is nicely made. You got one light on, the other light's not on because it's in front of the window. But then you got a fan that's, I don't know, it's a coat rack at the same time. Again, this is where a professional looks at the room and says, this is how we can showcase this room in its best position, okay? We need to rearrange some of this stuff. We need to, you know, take care of some things, maybe, you know, clean up a little bit, move some things. Let's get rid of that lamp, you know, if it's not being used or whatever, you know, but this is what the professional does. But this is what you decide to showcase. And on the right-hand side, you got the kitchen. Hey, nice rooster. I mean, that's really what you see here, okay? It's dark. It's not inviting. It's, again, now that property, looking at the other pictures, could be something amazing. I mean, you got the granite counter. You know, the kitchen is a nice layout. You have a little bar set up there. This property, it really can showcase extremely nicely if you took the time, if you had the care to get a professional photographer to go in there and do the right layout. That's it. You know, it's worth the money to get the people coming in the door and fighting over the property, especially in this market. All right, guys, now this one is in Worcester, and this one ate the cake. Listen, I just can't even imagine, I can't believe that this is online in this condition, okay? So we got Worcester, Massachusetts, listed at $499,000, all right? Let's start on the left. Look at this kitchen. So I get it, they have kids, no problem. But you're gonna tell me on the day of the photo shoot, you can't clean up? Like this was did you have to take this picture today? Like I'm trying to envision in my head as far as what was that conversation with the seller like? If you don't take pictures today, you can't list my house. Like I don't understand. I don't get it. So I look at this and I'm like, oh my God, these people are extremely messy. I don't think they care about the property. What else, you know, what other issues does the property have? Okay. If this is how they live, I mean, this is what we're seeing, right? Looking in the middle. Are you trying to showcase the pellet stove or the wood stove? That's nice, but you got all the toys and the stuff around it. So even let's bypass the kitchen. Just this shot right there. You're gonna tell me if I'm holding the camera that I can't just move those things out of the floor, you know, for a little bit and take the wipes and the book off from the pellet stove. I just don't have that ability to do that. I just don't care. That's the message I get there. All right. I get not doing the dishes, but you know, you can't just move some things around just for that one shot. Okay. And then on the right, we got an exterior shot, but there's debris everywhere. Again, you know you're taking a photo shot, right? So maybe move the stuff to the other side of the property so it's not in the angle of that shot. If you must take this shot, then move the stuff. That's it. Look, me personally, we would have canceled the shoot. Guess what? First of all, these pictures, I wouldn't be doing these pictures. I'll show you what I do. But if I walked into a house on a pre-shoot and said, and this is the condition that the house is in, we're not doing the layout. We're just not doing it. I'm not spending the money on it until the house is cleaned up. And if we got to get a cleaner to come in, no problem. We'll get a cleaner and we come in, right? At their cost. I'm not paying for you to clean your house. But this is what it is. Sometimes I will. If I have like a newer construction property and there's like, dust and things like that, then at that point, yes, I have a crew that'll come in. They'll dust it, they'll mop it, they'll take care of everything, make sure everything looks good, and we're all set. But if it's a seller that is just having a hard time maintaining, then we need to coordinate a day where once you're done cleaning, I can have my guy go in there and take care of the property. So there you have it, folks. I wasn't kidding. This stuff drives me nuts because there's really no need for it. And it just makes, I don't know, I think it just makes us think like, as far as agents that, we're not professional. And that's not the case. I know I'm not. I mean, I'm very professional. This is not something that I promote. I would never put this online. But it just sends a very bad message to the public as far as what we do. All right, guys, so listen, am I right about those pictures? I mean, seriously, if you were selling your house, would you be happy with that? I don't know how these sellers don't complain about it, to be honest with you. I know, especially now with COVID, I mean, we got to do our virtual tours and all this other stuff, but to be honest with you, I've been doing virtual tours and professional layouts even before COVID. It was part of my job. That's what you do in order to position that property in its best light. I mean, you just have to do it. I just don't understand how agents think that is providing a service to their sellers. For me, listen, right? You have a fiduciary duty to your seller. Are you providing a fiduciary duty there? Are you working in your seller's best interest by doing that? I don't know. Either that or listen, I don't know. I don't agree. So, but I hope you agree with me that these pictures are garbage, okay? I'm sorry, they're garbage. Let me show you what I do. And actually, I'm going to backdate, like from years before. This is not something I just started doing this year. This is years ago. I'll highlight some of my favorite properties that I listed. And even the ones that weren't selling at, 300,000 or 400,000, 100,000, 200,000, I was still doing the professional photos. So take a look and you tell me what you think. Property we have here is a property that I sold a few months back, and this is in Worcester. We sold it at $442,000. This is actually a nice property over in the Tetnick Square area of Worcester. It was a corner lot. This is an older colonial. It was about a little bit over 3,700 square feet. It had a lot of room and even more room in the garage that you could convert it into another, like a guest house or something like that. But look at the photos, the living room. I mean, that's just beautiful. I mean, here you can definitely see the space. You can feel that it's an open, bright area. And the only way to get that shot is with someone that knows what they're doing, adjusting the lighting, staging the room just right, putting the polishing on the photos to make that room pop. I mean, I want to be right there right now. I mean, it was very beautiful. And the next one is the bathroom. And honestly, the bathroom was this picture was probably the worst picture out of the entire layout. But even that, when you look at it, it looks clean, it looks neat, it looks, bright. It looks like, wow, that's actually a nice bathroom, and it's pretty spacious. So that's why you go with a quality photographer. And I'll be honest with you. So with this one here, we also did the virtual tour. We did some drone work with it as well. And the seller was so impressed with our job that he actually gave us a recommendation for another property that you're going to see in a little bit. Okay, so here's another one in Worcester. This one sold at $230,000. Now, this is a smaller home. This house was probably about, I think it was just a little bit over 1,000 square feet. And it had the finished basement. And you can tell by the kitchen. Now, if you walk into that room, that kitchen might seem tight, but when you're looking at it through this lens, it actually feels and it looks like you have room there and it looks open and bright. And that's what I want. That's what I'm trying to do. I want people to look at this online and say, wow, I want to go take a look at that property. And to be honest with you, the first weekend we had this property on the market, we had over 30 families come through the property that weekend, an opening weekend, okay? And then on to the right, you see that's a picture of the basement. Now, if anyone knows, a lot of that paneling is very dark. But here, the photographer was just able to brighten that up and really show you the amount of space you had in the basement and show it in a good light. I mean, it was beautiful. We changed some of the light bulbs in there to kind of give it a little bit more. But you can see the amount of space you have there. You have a pool table down there. So terrific job. Next up, we are in Marlborough, Massachusetts. And this particular property here sold for $402,000. This is actually a Cape. This gentleman was referred to me by the folks that we just looked at on the first shoot. That gentleman referred this seller to me because he was so happy with what we did with their property. And to be honest with you, with this property selling at 402, this was the highest sell in that entire subdivision. So we were very proud of that. But here, the photographer came in. I mean, the entire property was very clean and bright and open. A lot of white, even the bathrooms and so forth, a lot of marble. They took really good care of this property, and this property was completely renovated about 2 years ago. So you can see that. Showcased very nicely. We also did the virtual tour with some drone work with this property as well. And literally, we got it sold, I want to say in under 30 days is when, and we got someone that came in with a super offer. So we're very pleased with that. But again, the photos make the difference. People want to get in. They literally bang down the door to try to get in because when they see the photos online, they're like, wow, we have to see this. Now here we are in Royalston, Massachusetts, and you guys may be thinking, where is that? Yeah, exactly. This is actually, it's pretty out there. It's out in the boonies. And I say in the boonies because there is no Wi-Fi. There is no high-speed internet. Comcast and Charter are not out here. So they're still using Verizon DSL lines, if you can believe that. But this particular property, it's a split. We have it listed at $259,900. It is currently under agreement. So we're getting ready to close, I want to say by next week. So, but this is what we have here. So even though this is a split, but take a look. I mean, it just, the colors, the lighting, the photographer just knows the angles, knows how to make the property pop and really show the space and the openness of the property. So very nice. All right, guys, so for the last shoot I have here is for a property I sold in Paxton, Mass. And this one sold for $760,000. This is truly one of my favorite listings that I've ever had, that I had the pleasure of listing. This property is just gorgeous. I mean, there's just no other word for it. It is just gorgeous, tasteful. The seller did a phenomenal job in just putting this property together. They had it built. Everything that you see there, the seller handpicked. The seller researched and said, this is what I want for flooring. This is what I want for ceilings. This is what I want. And it was absolutely a pleasure to work with these folks in selling this particular property. So this was the sunken living room with the kitchen area. Next photo here is, this was the grand master. This is the master suite. I say master suite because it was a whole wing on the upper level of the home that was it was just their bedroom. So this is the suite. Beautiful. The property had, I believe, about 11 acres of land. So that was your view, over here. Gorgeous. And now this is truly amazing. Look at this bathroom. This bathroom is just, oh my God, just gorgeous, just gorgeous. You got a soaking tub over on the right-hand side. On another shot, I showed the stand-up shower. Just plenty of room that was up here. This is truly your own suite. Definitely, there's a big difference between those pictures, right? It makes sense. You got to do the professional layout, and don't do it yourself. Don't go on YouTube and try to figure out blah blah. get a professional in there, pay the money to do it, do the virtual tours. It helps sell the house. That's your job. So so do it. And if you don't know any photographers, that's a lie. Okay, because they're all over the place. If you're in New England, reach out to me. I'll let you know who took some of my pictures. Actually, Anthony Shabbat. Shout out to Tony. He did a lot of my photos. He's been doing that for a long time, and the virtual tours and the Matterport. So he's definitely someone you can reach out to that can help you with that if you're in the New England region. Other than that, listen, do your homework, get a professional, do the pictures. It's going to make a big difference, number one, to your career, because when you're going to other listing presentations, you actually show them, say, look, this is quality. This is why I deserve the amount of money that you're paying me, because look at what I'm doing for you. Okay. And number two, it's going to help sell that house. That's your job. Get it sold, right? You got to do it. Anyways, this great stuff. Terrific, amazing. I will definitely buy some more Excaliburs. I enjoy this. This will definitely be one of my go-tos. Now, this one here, it's not a full body, all right? So it's more on the milder side, which is okay. Because sometimes, you don't want the full body. But if you want the flavor, the aroma and the experience, look, I'm getting a lot of cedar off of this, these little hints. It said it might be spicy. I haven't hit the spice yet, but I could be later on to the end. If I do, I'll let you know. But I would definitely highly, highly, highly recommend this. Again, Anthony, thank you so much for the recommendation of this. This is truly a pleasure to smoke. All right, guys. So listen, I'm gonna wrap up here, but I'm gonna tell you my final thoughts on the Excalibur. Exquisite. It's good stuff. This is right here. You will not be disappointed. It's a good smoke all the way through. It really is, honestly. And it's not full body, so actually, you can move around after this and do stuff or go places or whatever. It's not going to knock you on your butt. But the flavor, the quality is, it's that's why they call it Excalibur. Definitely good stuff. So, Anthony, again, thank you so much for this recommendation. I appreciate it. Definitely will be getting some more of these. And share with me what you think. So share with me a couple of things. What do you think about the pictures? I mean, do you think it's a big deal or not? Or am I just making a big deal out of it? I know for me, I look at it and I see the listings in the MLS and I'm like, why? Like I don't understand why. Because it makes my job harder. Because when a client calls me and says, hey, can you research this property, or do you think it has certain certain features or something they're looking for? Really, I look at the pictures and I'm like, I can't tell from this. So now I'm digging in deeper, trying to look at previous listings and hope that agent actually took either more photos or better photos to see if it's actually going to, fit my client's criteria. Because really, I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste my time either. I don't want to show them a property that's not going to work for them, So the pictures truly are, you got to do it. You have to have quality photos on there. But again, amazing smoke. Definitely get one of these. Share with me what your thoughts on the photos, and share with me some other cigars. I want to try some new stuff. I've been seeing some comments with some other, through the threads, and I have some other smokes that I'm going to be picking up and sharing those. Some brands and some makes that you may not be aware of. So, and those are cool. I like those. Those are fun smokes than your regular traditional brands and things like that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen. Until next time. Happy smoking.